All right, it's about 7 a.m. I'm out here on beautiful Big Bear Lake. Finally made it back. Trolling 2 rods. Got one on the downrigger, one with lead core, and I'm starting off with needlefish. So let's see how we do. Well, I bet you're wondering why there isn't any fishing footage right now. Well, had a bad day at Big Bear Lake. Basically, didn't get a darn fish. I was out there, didn't have a whole bunch of time. Had about 4 hours, so I decided to take it up there, take my camera equipment, hopefully get some fish, get some good video footage. But the fish were not biting. So why was that? Well, I had my GoFish Cam running, this little bad boy right here, and a few times I got what I thought was a hit, and my rod popped out of the downrigger clip 2 or 3 different times. And one of the times, towards the end of the day, it popped out, didn't get any attention after that. I reeled in to check it, and my line was gone with my my lure. I was using a number 3 needlefish red dot frog, which is my go-to. That lure works great at Big Bear. It's probably trolling about 1.8 to 2.1 miles an hour, and we're only running about 10 feet deep. I was getting contacts on the fish finder. They're all between 5 and 8 feet. There were some bigger dogs down low, but I just assumed those were big carp or catfish. And nothing was really happening. But when I reeled it in, line was snapped, but the camera was dead. So didn't think much of it. Maybe it snagged into a tree. Maybe it, there's a big carp swimming by, snagged it. Because I had 6-pound fluorocarbon on there. Going from the camera to my lure, and I couldn't imagine how anything could snap that, especially a trout. So when I got home, I reviewed the footage and found some very interesting things. First thing was, I guess since they had that algae bloom, it has really affected the water clarity. Some of the footage on that GoFish Cam was so dark, sometimes it was even black, and I was beginning to think something was wrong with the camera. But then we'd come into other areas and it'd clear up a little bit. But the water is very murky right now. So that could have contributed to it. I mean, the fish just couldn't see what was going on. So I'm going to give it a few weeks and head back. Hopefully the water clears up. The lake's also purging, so all the weeds and stuff on the bottom are coming up. So they have these little weed zambonis, or whatever you want to call them, running around the lake picking up all the weeds. So it's the lake's a bit messy right now. But it's going to start cooling off. Hopefully the water clears up and we'll head back. But here is some of the real interesting footage that I got from my camera. So yeah, did you see that? That was a pretty big trout. I'm gonna slow it down for you, and maybe we can get a better look at it. Yeah, so there you have it. I'm not gonna venture to say exactly how big that fish was, but I have a strong feeling that probably would have been my personal best out of Big Bear Lake. Yeah, it's a little heartbreaking, but it just goes to show you, I mean, either I hadn't tied a proper knot, which I don't think, the way that thing came off. I think it just snapped that damn line, and that was 6-pound fluorocarbon, and it just snapped at one run. So I don't know, do we go heavier or not? I think I'm gonna stick with the 6. I think it's a combination of the way the fish hit the bait. It didn't hit it from behind, it hit it from the front, so it hit with extra force. But the lesson, I guess, is double check your knots, double check your line, all those things, because who knows, maybe I missed something, or maybe sometimes that's just fishing. They're gonna break you off no matter what you try. So with that, leave comments what you think, like and subscribe, tight lines, and yeah, check your knots.